Good morning, students. In this video, we will discuss about the remaining part of molecular docking. In the previous class, also we discussed few concepts of molecular docking. What did we discuss in the previous class? We just tried to understand the definition of molecular docking. Why do we do molecular docking? What are the theories that explain molecular docking? And also we discussed about the approaches of molecular docking. Just to brief it once again, whatever we have discussed in the previous class. What is molecular docking? As we discussed, it is a method which predicts the preferred orientation of one molecule to the second molecule when they bound to each other to form a stable complex. And why do we need to know what is the preferred orientation of these two molecules to interact with each other? Because the association of biologically relevant molecules like proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates and lipids, they play very important role in several biological processes including signal transduction. So knowing the preferred and relative orientation of these two molecules during their interaction, that will give us information about what is the type of the signal produced and what is the strength of the signal produced. That is why performing these docking calculations or docking operations are important in order to understand the binding interaction of these biological molecules. Later, we discussed about the theories that will explain the mechanism of molecular docking. Two theories we discussed. What are they? One is lock and key mechanism. The other one is induced fit theory. These are the two theories that would explain the molecular docking mechanism. Later, we also discussed about the approaches of molecular docking, in which we discussed about matching technique and simulation. In this class, in the second part of this molecular docking concept, we are going to discuss about mechanics of molecular docking. In that, we will be discussing about the parameters that are considered during the docking calculation. Then also we will discuss about the applications of molecular docking. And finally, we will also discuss about AutoDock, which is a tool used for molecular docking analysis. So let's start with the mechanics of molecular docking. So as I told you, first we will discuss about mechanics of molecular docking. To perform any docking screen, the first requirement is the three-dimensional structure of the protein of interest. So to whichever the protein you want to dock, the potential ligands, first you need to have the three-dimensional structure of this protein of interest. This protein structure and a database of potential ligands which you would think would be binding to your protein of interest, these two are the inputs to a docking program. So what are the two inputs? The protein structure into which you want to dock the potential ligands, and the second requirement is the database of potential ligands which you want to dock into the protein. The success of any docking program, that depends mainly on two components. What are these two components? One is the search algorithm and the other one is the scoring function. What is this search algorithm? The search algorithm, the search space, it consists of all the possible orientations and conformations of the protein in combination with the ligand. Most of the docking programs, they use the flexibility of the ligand, and several programs also try to model the flexibility of the receptor. That means all these docking programs, whichever the algorithms we use for this analysis, they try to utilize the property, that means the flexibility of the ligand and receptor to model the process very close to the reality. That means, that is what I'm trying to tell. Any docking algorithm, whatever is in use, all these docking algorithms, they try to utilize the flexible nature of ligand, and also they attempt to model the flexibility or the flexible nature of protein receptor. Each snapshot of the pair, here the pair in the sense the complex of protein and ligand is known as a pose. Here pose means, you please try to understand here what are all the main thing what we are trying to understand is when the protein and ligand, these two molecules, when they interact with each other, we have to identify which conformation of this protein and ligand and the relative orientation of these two molecules will give you the most stable complex. In order to identify that, we have to check the stability of each different conformation of these two molecules in combination, meaning each different conformation of the complex of these two molecules. So to identify which conformation is the most stable conformation, different possible conformations and orientation of these two molecules need to be studied, right? So that each conformation of this complex of the protein and ligand is called a pose. That means several poses are examined in order to identify which pose is the most stable pose. That is what each snapshot, that means each conformation of this complex, each conformation of the complex of protein and ligand of the pair is referred to as a pose. I hope you understood what is pose. Pose is nothing but the each conformation of the complex while trying different conformations in order to identify the most stable conformation of the pair. Moving on further. So any docking component, let me go back. So any docking program, when you come up with, there are two important things that are tried to be incorporated in the algorithm. That's what I just now discussed in the previous slide. One is ligand flexibility, other one is the receptor flexibility, because these two properties need to be implemented to have the very realistic or natural biologically meaningful calculations. So the conformation of the ligand may be, if you want to implement the ligand flexibility, all possible different conformations of one particular ligand need to be docked to that particular protein of interest. So the different conformations of the ligand, they may be generated in the absence of the receptor and then subsequently docked, or otherwise the different conformations of this ligand may be generated in the presence of the receptor binding cavity, and then later these different conformations can be docked into the protein of interest. So while doing so, how do you rate or how do you calculate which conformation is the most stable conformation? For that, you need to have some scoring method or some ranking method. So most of the times, force field energy calculations are used to select the energetically reasonable conformation. You all know, to identify the most stable system, it is the usual practice to calculate the free energy of the system. The system that has the least free energy will be the most stable system. So in order to find out which conformation is the most stable conformation, the force field energy calculations are done in order to select the energetically reasonable conformations. So how do we incorporate this receptor flexibility into the docking program? One way is multiple static structures which are experimentally determined for the same protein in different conformations. You have one protein, of course, obviously to find out the three-dimensional structure of protein, we have to go for the experimental elucidation of the protein structure. It's not just that one structure is determined. In order to implement this receptor flexibility into the docking algorithm, what one can do is multiple static structures. That means multiple experimental structures for one single protein can be determined. What do I mean by multiple static structures for one particular protein in different conformations, the three-dimensional structures are determined, and those different conformations of the structure are implemented while calculating while determining the most stable conformation of this protein and ligand. Or otherwise, alternatively, the rotamer libraries of the amino acid side chains that surrounds the binding cavity may be searched. In order to find out the different conformations to come up with the most stable conformation of this pair means the protein in combination with the ligand, one strategy I discussed is coming up with the experimentally determined multiple structures for different conformations of the protein. If you think that that is more cumbersome, the alternative approach is rotamer libraries of the amino acid side chain. I hope you remember what is rotamer library. The allowed, side chain conformations of the amino acids. So such rotamer libraries of amino acid side chains, importantly surrounding the binding pocket, that may be searched to generate the alternate but energetically reasonable protein conformation. So these are the two different ways by which you can introduce different conformations of the protein structure while performing the docking analysis. So that's how the receptor flexibility can be incorporated in the docking algorithm. The next important component of the docking program is scoring function. Of course, we are calculating the different conformations of these protein and ligand complex. That means the different poses we are trying to calculate the energy. But how do you calculate this energy? The scoring function, what it takes is, it takes a pose as input. You all remember pose means one particular conformation of the protein and the ligand complex. It takes this pose as input and it returns a number. You just understand that the scoring function means a method of calculation by which you can rank these different conformations of the protein and ligand complexes. So while doing so, any scoring function, whichever you incorporate in this docking program or docking algorithm, that takes a pose as input and it calculates and it returns a number. That number indicates the likelihood that the pose, that means that particular conformation, it represents a favorable binding interaction. So the scoring function calculates that particular conformation and it tells you whether that is favorable interaction or not. And most of the scoring functions are physics-based molecular mechanics force field, which estimate the energy of the pose. As I told you earlier, the best scoring function is calculating the energy of each conformation. And as you all know, the low energy system is the most stable system. So likewise, a low energy, that indicates a stable system and thus a likely binding interaction. So among all these interactions or the different conformations of the interaction, the conformation which is showing the lowest free energy would be the most stable conformation. So that particular conformation can be identified as a best pose or best conformation for that particular interaction of protein and ligand. So these are the mechanics of docking algorithm. What did we discuss? Two important components of algorithm is search algorithm and scoring function. In the search algorithm, two important parameters are incorporated: ligand flexibility and receptor flexibility. Later on, the scoring function basically it tries to calculate the free energy of the different conformations in order to come up with the best pose or the best conformation of these several poses that are tried out during the process of docking analysis. Now coming to the applications of molecular docking, where and all we use this molecular docking. I hope you understood by this time. The docking is nothing but simulating the binding of biologically important molecules. That can be protein-protein interaction, or that can be protein, a small molecule interaction, and so on. So as I told you, it is the most commonly used in the field of drug design, because in most of the times drug designing based on the drug target structure, the drug molecules are designed. Here the drug target would be nothing but your protein. So most of the time the drugs are small organic molecules. When the drug target is a protein, people generally go for designing the small organic molecules which can go and bind to the drug target, which is a protein. When it goes and binds to the drug target, either it inhibits or activates the drug target depending upon the nature of the disease. So this docking analysis may be applied to during the several steps of drug designing process. If you know, the drug discovery process is a very cumbersome procedure. It involves many steps. So few steps are like hit identification. Hit identification means from a large database of several small molecules, you just do the screening by using your protein of interest. Your protein of interest will be the drug target. So when you do this screening, you do several docking calculations. Each and every molecule of the database will be allowed to bind with the protein of interest, and then check whether it is able to bind to this protein with greater affinity or not. If it is able to bind to the protein, which is a drug target, you can assume that that particular molecule could be a probable drug candidate. So that is called hit identification. This is also called virtual screening. So that is one of the important application of molecular docking. One more step of drug designing process is lead optimization. Once you find several molecules from the database that could be probable drug candidates, you can try the different conformations or relative orientations in which these molecules would interact with the drug target. Based on that information, you can selectively design several analogs of those hits. This step of drug discovery or drug designing is called lead optimization. Here also you would apply the molecular docking methods. So in hit identification, you can do molecular docking analysis. Similarly, in lead optimization step of drug discovery also, you can apply this molecular docking operations. You can also apply this molecular docking in the application of bioremediation. How? You would be able to identify the pollutants that can be degraded by certain enzymes, which is called bioremediation. So in this domain of biotechnological application also, you can apply this molecular docking. Basically, you would study the interaction of these pollutants with the enzyme. If these pollutants are able to interact with the enzyme, that means that enzyme can be used to degrade these pollutants which are present in the environment. So likewise, this molecular docking can be applied even to the bioremediation applications. Now, we will discuss about AutoDock. Any algorithm or any method which we discuss in bioinformatics, at last we will also discuss about the tool available for that particular analysis. So what we have discussed in the recent two classes is molecular docking concepts. So what is the automated tool or the software which is available for doing this molecular docking analysis? One is the very widely used program or package called AutoDock. Many of you, I'm sure you would have heard about this AutoDock. It is a software or suite of automated docking tools. This AutoDock is designed to predict how the small molecules in the sense it could be substrate or drug candidates that would bind to a receptor of known 3D structure. In the last two classes we have been discussing basically this molecular docking analysis is to study the binding interactions of the molecules. So basically this AutoDock program is designed to predict how the small molecules could be substrates or drug candidates, to study their binding with the receptor of known three-dimensional structure. So the current versions of this AutoDock, it consists of two different components. One is AutoDock, other one is AutoDock Veena. AutoDock, it consists of two main programs in that. One is as it is AutoDock. AutoDock has two different components, AutoDock and AutoGrid. What this AutoDock does, it performs the docking of the ligand to a set of grids. What are this set of grids? These grids are the features that describe the target protein. So this AutoDock, it performs the docking of the ligand to a set of grids. These grids are the features that describe the target protein, whereas AutoGrid is the one that pre-calculates these grids, which are utilized by this AutoDock. So two components of AutoDock are AutoDock and AutoGrid. This AutoDock performs the actual docking process of the ligand to set of grids. These grids are the ones, I mean the features that describe the target protein, and AutoGrid is the one that pre-calculates these grids. In addition to using them for docking, the atomic affinity grids also can be visualized. So these atomic affinity grids that can be visualized will be helpful in guiding this synthetic chemists to design the better binder. So you would exactly know what is the region that shows affinity towards the protein molecule. So based on this information, you would go for designing the novel organic molecules also. The other program of this AutoDock is AutoDock Veena. The difference between AutoDock and AutoDock Veena, the AutoDock Veena, it doesn't require any particular atom types, and it also doesn't require the pre-calculating of the grids, which is required in case of AutoDock. Instead, this AutoDock Veena, it calculates the grids internally, and it does this docking operation virtually instantly. So this AutoDock Veena calculates the grids internally for the atom types that are required, and it does this virtually instantly. And for this AutoDock, a graphical user interface called ADT, AutoDock Tools, had also been developed. This AutoDock Tools is nothing but the graphical user interface of the AutoDock program. This AutoDock program is freely available on internet. We can get the license, install, and use for the academic purposes. Coming to the AutoDock applications, basically this AutoDock is a software package which is used for molecular docking operations. Whatever the applications we discussed for molecular docking, all those applications are applications can be performed using this AutoDock program. So the applications of this AutoDock include xerocrystallography applications, structure-based drug design. The structure-based drug design I discussed in the previous classes also. It is nothing but coming up with the drug molecules. That means designing drug molecules based on the three-dimensional structural information of the protein, which is a drug target. And just now I discussed while discussing about the molecular docking applications, it is useful in lead optimization, virtual screening. This virtual screening is nothing but hit identification, which I discussed in molecular docking. It is also useful in combinatorial library design. By using different chemical fragments, all possible drug molecules are developed in combinatorial library design. And it is also useful in studying protein-protein interaction in the name of protein-protein docking. It's also useful in understanding chemical mechanisms. So it is applied in chemical mechanism studies. So these are all the applications of this AutoDock program, which is a automated tool available for performing molecular docking analysis. I hope you understood the class. In this particular video, we discussed about the mechanics of docking. the two important components of any docking program is search algorithm and scoring function. In search algorithm, two important parameters that need to be incorporated are ligand flexibility and receptor flexibility. Ligand flexibility can be introduced in two different ways: either generate all possible conformations of the ligand in the absence of the protein and then do the docking performances, or alternatively in the presence of binding pocket of receptor you can generate different possible conformations of the ligand and then do docking operations. Receptor flexibility is introduced either by determining several structures of the same protein in different conformations and then performing the docking analysis with different conformations of the ligand, or otherwise the rotamer side chain conformations of the binding pocket can be searched to find out the alternative conformations of the proteins. That's how the ligand and receptor flexibilities can be introduced in the docking algorithm. And scoring function, very often the free energies are calculated for different conformations of the various poses and identify the best pose having the low energy, which means the most stable conformation of the protein ligand interaction. Then we studied about the applications of molecular docking. It has applications in several stages of drug discovery process. Then we discussed about the automated tool available for molecular docking, that is Autodock. It has two different versions, Autodock and Autodock Vina. Autodock has two different components, Autodock and Autogrid. We discussed about it. And the Autodock Vina, only thing is internally it calculates the grids. Then a graphical user interface also had been developed for this Autodock program, that is ADT. Applications of Autodock we discussed. It has X-ray crystallography application, structure-based drug designing in several stages like virtual screening, lead optimization, and combinatorial library design. And it also has application in protein-protein docking and chemical mechanism studies. I hope you are able to follow this class. All of you attend the class, and then if you have any doubts, you post your doubts in post chat. Thank you very much.